I wanted to make a video showing you a nice way to go about doing the 12.2 and beyond homework, the ones in which we have to compute statistics. There's a nice feature of MyMathLab that's here in the homework and will also be present on that second exam called StatCrunch. It's a great way that you can quickly find the mean, median, mode that's in this section, and in other sections you'll be able to find the standard deviation and other aspects very quickly. And so I'd like to show you how to do that. So what I have opened right now is the 12.2 homework, and you can see it here on my screen. And we have this first problem that's asking us to calculate the mean, median, and mode, if any. The video that I created didn't assume that somebody had the ability to use StatCrunch. It would be the way that I would have to teach an in-person class. And so I showed them how to use their calculator in order to come up with that. For you, it's better to have this tailored video to show you the StatCrunch. And so there's two ways to get to StatCrunch. I'll show you one way, which is probably the least effective. Under here, I don't know if you can see my cursor, but I went to the bottom of the screen under Get More Help. And as I click on that, it has a StatCrunch option. And you can click on that. So the problem with doing that, and it's not a problem, is that what it opens up, you can see right here, is a place where you can put in the data and run things. So I'm going to close this. What is better is right after the list of data, now I'm at the top of the screen, and I'm looking at the 7, 9, 12, 16, 21, and I see this little box right off to the side of it. If I click on that, it says Open in StatCrunch. And what it does is it brings up the data into StatCrunch already put in here. So I'm going to click off that first box. You can see that all 5 of those data points are already plugged in here, and they're arranged in a column type of format, and they call that variable 1. And so I'm going to scooch this down and remind ourselves right above this box it says we want to calculate the mean, median, and mode, if any. So the way to do that is under statistics. We're doing statistics, so you're going to be under stat. If you hover over stats, you'll get a drop-down menu, and we want summary stats. Now all of our data is in columns, so we're going to click the columns. And so it's a little bit confusing, not confusing, it just takes some getting used to here. This is the interface of the screen. It seems kind of weird. It's set up where you could have data in multiple columns, so it's looking for data and realizes you have data in column 1, and so that's titled variable 1. So we're going to click on that. Anything that's over here in the white box, it's going to run. And so we got the variable 1 chosen. You don't have to do where or group by, but down here it's saying, hey, what do you want to run on that? And it has some pre-selected things in the white box. So notice it has the mean that they're asking for, but it also has things from other sections like variance. If I go over here and click on mean, then it will only give me the mean, and that's great. Then I remember, oh, I also wanted the median, but the bad thing is it's just replaced it. Well, if we read right under here, I have to be in the box to see it. And let me try to make this bigger. I don't know if I can, actually. No, I can't. In fact, I just lost my StatCrunch, so let me bring that back up in that process. So, I don't think we've lost anything there. So here's my StatCrunch. But under here it says select more than one item with either a shift click or control click. So control click lets you choose one at a time. So remember, I wanted the mean, so let me go up there and get it. I wanted the median. Now I'm going to hit control and click the median. And then I also wanted the mode. And I think mode's way down here. It's the last one. I'm going to must hit control and then hit mode. If you forget to hit control, then it's just going to select the mode. So it can be a little bit frustrating. But just remember, control click lets you select them one at a time. Again, what's over here in the white box is what's going to happen. So I'm going to take the data that was in the first column called variable 1 or var1. Then I'm going to run these statistics on it, the mean, median, and mode. And then I just simply hit compute. And when I hit compute, we have the mean given to us as 13, the median is 12, and the mode is no mode. So you know from the instructional video that mode is the value that occurs most often. There's no repeated value, so of course there's no mode. So hopefully I can I don't know if I'll be able to do both, but I think I can remember that the mean is 13 and the median is 12. So let me come over here and type in 13, and I'll check my answer, and it's going to tell me, hey, I did great. Now it's going to ask me about that median. Maybe I forgot what that median is. I can come over here because it opened up in a new screen and realize, oh yeah, my median's 12. So let me put the 12 in there. And then I check that answer, and I should be asked for the mode. And we're going to put there is no mode. And we're going to check that. And that's what it's going to look like. We're going to move to the next question, and very similar. All they want, well, they want the mean, median, mode here again. So what's awesome is, remember I had that StatCrunch open. When I click this and open in StatCrunch, right, that little window off to the side, it's going to replace that data. So again, everything's in the variable one. So let's see if we remember what to do. We go to statistics, because that's what we're doing. We want some summary statistics of a column that we have things entered in. We want that variable one, so I'm going to have to click on it so I see it over here in the right-hand box. We never worry about this when and group by. We want the mean. I click on that. I want the median, so I'm going to control click on that to get that as well. And I want the mode. So I'm going to hit control and click on that as well. Then we just hit this magic compute button down here. And then we get this little box. And the little box tells us, hey, our mean is 143.1666. Our median's 140.5, and our mode's 152. So we need to see how they want us to round. They want us to round to the 10th. So let's see that answer again. And that answer was 143.16. So to the 10th, that's 143.2. And we'll click check answer. So always want to pay attention to how they want us to round. Median, might have forgotten what that is, so I go find that window where StatCrunch is. See it as 140.5. And I'm sure you could open these side by side, but 140.5. I'm going to check that answer. And then I believe I remember the mode was a number, and I thought it was 152. Let's check. And then if I get it wrong, we always know that I can go back. All right, perfect. I remembered right. But it's really cool because when you click this box again, right, to do this very next problem, it's going to replace that data. So the problems do get different along the way. Let me just go to something like this. All they want us to do here is find the mean, right? This is question number 6 now. So again, I hit this box, open in StatCrunch. And there's the data, right? Sorry, speaking a little bit early, but you don't have to worry about mistyping it. And so this is really great. Remember, stats, summary stats, column. And now all I want is the mean. So I compute it. Okay. Oh, why did it give me an error? Did you see what I forgot to do? I forgot to tell it what we're taking the mean of, and it's the only column present. But again, if it's not over here in the white box, it's not going to happen. And so I get the mean of 5.836. So let me bring this down. They want us to round it to the nearest hundredth. And so to the nearest hundredth would be 5.39. So I'm going to shut that down, go 5.39, and we're going to check that answer. It's going to tell us we did great. Now, we do get something different as we go along. You can see it's asking for the mean, median, mode. All of this is the measurements of center, right? So at some point, though, it gets into, yes, finding the mean of a frequency distribution. Okay. If we wanted to find the mean of a frequency distribution, we would have to put in all of this data. Okay, and so let's go see what we can do. You have to do a little bit different because what we need to do is account for the fact that the data is 610, of which there's 13 values. 13 is not a data value. The data values are over here in this left-hand column like you remember from section 12.1. So as we click this and click Open in StatCrunch, it's going to have one column that is our values, and the other column that's the frequency. And so what's nice is it actually took those names, value and frequency, and placed them in here. So we still want to go to the same place, summary stats, but instead of going to columns, we want to go down here to grouped data because it's kind of paired up. And so the bin is where the data is. So those are my values. The counts are the frequency. So the values are there, the counts are the frequency. And remember what we wanted. Maybe we don't remember because I didn't really read the question. Find the mean, right? So let's go find the mean of that. That's all they're asking for right now. That's all I know. So compute. And it's telling me the mean is 591.69. And it wants it as a decimal rounded to the nearest tenth. So 591.7. 591.7. And it did it, right? Now they want the median. Well, let me get that data back. So I'm here. I don't have to go through the whole thing again. I can click on Options, and I could click on Edit. So if you go Options, Edit, it'll take the same list of data. Let me bring this up. And now it will allow us to edit this because now what we want is not the median. I'm sorry, not the mean, but the median. And so now I'm going to click on the median, and it's going to say it's 592. So I'm going to come in here and click 592 and click Check Answer. Perfect. Guess what it's going to ask for now, right? It's going to ask for the mode. We don't need to go to StatCrunch to see what the mode is. We can see it right here. What's the value that occurs most often? 589 is occurring most often. So sometimes going to StatCrunch is overkill. 589. But I needed to show you how you're going to do those frequency tables. You don't go to the exact same place. So notice here, it's giving you a frequency distribution, but it's in sentence form. But look what happens when you click this box right here at the end of the sentence. Open in StatCrunch, and this is the most amazing thing, is from that sentence form, it's going to group them. So remember what we do. We go to Statistics, we go to Summary Statistics, and instead of our usual columns, since we have more than one column that are grouped together, we're going to go to Group Bin Data. The data or the bin is the employee. Oh, not the employees. It's the salary. That's what we want the mean of. And the counts is the employees. How many make that salary? And we want that average salary, I think, if I remember right first. And so what do they want? They want it out to the nearest hundredth. So yes, salary is our data. So it's not always the first thing. So I'm glad we looked at that one. And so they just want it rounded just like a natural number, 28430.77. 28,430.77. So 28,430.77. Oops, not 44, 77. And we check that answer. Oh, that's incorrect. Let's go see. Maybe I didn't remember the number right. 28430. Is that what I typed in? 28430.77. Round to the nearest hundredth is needed. So that's interesting. Let's see what it is. Let me just check answer every time. And, oh, 28400. Let's check the definition. Type as a whole number, round to the nearest. I read hundredth. They wanted the nearest 100. We were doing just fine. So there was nothing wrong with that. Let me go to a similar question and we'll pay attention to this. So they didn't want it out as a real cents amount. They wanted it out to the nearest hundred of a dollar, not hundredth. I read that too quickly. So we got this similar question. And so awesome. We made that mistake together. It's going to open this up. Remember what we're going to do. Stats, summary stats, bin data. The data that we want is salaries. The count of those is the number of employees that have that salary. We want the mean, and we're going to compute. Oh, sorry. Let me edit that. That's way too much. I need to click this mean, right? I could have got it from, so remember 28831, but remember they want us to round to the nearest hundred. So instead of 28,831.37, that would be the hundred. They want us to round to where the hundred place is, where this second 8 is. So we're going to say 28,800. And so we're going to say 28800. 28,800 would be rounded to the nearest hundred. So a little bit frustrating, right? And I know you've had that frustration in other sections, but this is what the homework's like through StatCrunch. And so I just wanted you to be aware. Reach out with questions as always through email or come to the Zoom sessions. All right, take care.